Hello and very warm welcome. Well, this image that you're seeing on screen now certainly has caused some consternation in the flat earth cult. And still nobody can even come close to explaining this observation on a flat earth. And this observation is now backed up by several others that are even more dramatic. I challenged flat earthers to try to explain this image. This image is impossible to take on a flat earth. And I challenged them to explain this in terms of a flat earth, to try and explain how it could be possible on a flat earth. To date, a few people have tried and just failed miserably. The latest one is Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. And I'll come to him in a moment, but first, in case there are any new people to the channel or to this particular image or subject, I'm going to play this short summary video to get them up to speed. So in summary, we have here a camera taking a photograph, and the camera is 210 meters above sea level. The bridge tower, this bridge tower indicated by the arrow, is 210 meters above sea level. Here is a line drawn across the screen level with the top of that tower. And because the camera is at 210 meters and the bridge tower top is also at 210 meters, this means that everything below the red line must be less than 210 meters above sea level, but only if the Earth is flat. If the Earth is not flat, then we will see objects that are more than 210 meters above sea level below this line. This is Cairnoch Hill. It is 413 meters above sea level. The peak of Cairnoch Hill is below the 210 meter line. Only one conclusion is possible. Earth is not flat. Thank you for watching. Okay, more than 200. Here is a line drawn. I want to come back to this particular point in the video just to highlight the nature of the observation. The crucial thing is that the camera height and the top of the bridge tower are the same. They are the same amount above sea level. Now, if the Earth is flat, that means that the two of them are completely level with each other. Top of that bridge tower is at camera level, it is at eye level. And it doesn't matter where that tower appears in our image, whether it's top, middle, bottom, left or right, it will be at eye level. Now, a number of flat earthers have failed to grasp this point. And they've also failed to grasp the point that the hills in the background cannot, the parts of those hills that are above 210 meters cannot drop below that line. That's a simple law of perspective. It is a simple fact of geometry. Barring any really, really weird refraction going on, it is not possible for any part of those hills that's above 210 meters to be below the line. Now, the latest person to have a go at this is Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. And yesterday, or earlier today, Dell sent this message. I made this comment on one of my videos. He's also held a hangout this morning whilst he was having his breakfast. It's not very polite, but the point he tries to make is that I have another observation of Ben Lomond, which comes below the eye level line, and he says, I draw a line at the top of what looks like a chimney pot, well, it's a monument tower, and declare that's my eye height. And I do that because my eye and camera are at the same elevation above sea level as that monument. He says eye height is always the center of the screen. I will show exactly what you've been up to, you lying little toe rag. So as I say, not particularly polite. But I'll deal with what his claims are anyway. So let's play a little piece of his video so we can hear what he has to say.
Excuse me for eating. This is just going to be a wee quick video. I had been made aware of a certain Globe disciple known as Miles Davis trying to deceive people with, camera trickery. And I'm going to show you exactly what this lying sack of shit has been up to. You can recreate this for yourself, people. Anybody can recreate this. It's very, very simple. People just need to slow things down and have an actual look at what's going on. Okay, so let me just get a couple of things up here first. Just bear with me a wee second here. Right, so the point I want to make here first and foremost, okay, now this is at Erskine Bridge here, just over the road from me, all right? Now the top of these things is 83 metres, okay? Up here is 270 metres. Now if you're always lower than the object in the foreground, you get a parallax, the things in the background will drop, okay? So...
Yes, that's perfectly okay. However, I was not below the bridge towers in the image that I took. I was at the same height as those bridge towers. So this particular picture is somewhat irrelevant, although it sort of matches the picture that I took in a sense. It is completely different because the camera is not at the same elevation as the bridge towers.
And remember, when we take any image, any camera, okay, where you're looking is always the centre of the screen. So you dissect any image with a crosshair to pinpoint the central point so you can see where this camera is actually pointing, which is there, okay?
Yeah, that's okay too. In this particular example, the camera is close to the surface of the water and looks to be fairly level, possibly not completely level. And so the water level lies in the center of the screen. That's fine. Let's see what we find later on.
So if I then move along a wee bit from a further away point, let me see, found one earlier. Okay, right, so this is from the hotel bank, so you're further away now, okay, decreasing your angle, and look what happens at the back here. It goes up, but again, centre of the screen, here. This is where we're pointing, okay?
Yes, okay. Now this one, I'm not convinced that the centre of the screen is eye level. I would imagine that the bridge of this ship, which is in the centre of the screen, is actually rather higher than the camera is on the bank. But this isn't absolutely clear, so let's go on.
Well, anybody can recreate this. Here's another one from a higher elevation, now closer to the height of that, still not at the height, okay, and that's now popping up in the background. So this hill here is very close to this. If this was further away, this would still be dropping due to the laws of perspective.
Okay, but your point was eye level is always in the center of the screen. or the center of the image. So what's in the center of this image? Well, the center of this image is the river water level. Now, are you really trying to tell me and your viewers that this camera is at water level, sea level, effectively here, since this is the near to the mouth of the River Clyde? Of course not. You can see this is well above the height of these trees. I don't know whether it's on a building or a hill that the camera is located, but it's considerably higher. I can't tell you how high it is. I don't know where it was. But it's certainly not at water level, and yet the water is in the center of the shot. So we can deduce from that that the camera is tilted downwards slightly to be pointing at the water. Eye level is not the center of the shot. The center of the shot is simply the center of the shot.
Just as it should be. Okay, so let me have a wee look now. Right, so straight away, right, we'll go for this one. Hope everybody's seeing exactly what I want them to see here. This is this character, Miles Davis, another lying dipshit who has been on the live broadcast here and took an absolute spanking.
I did appear on Dell's live broadcast a couple of years ago. We discussed gravity, or at least I discussed gravity, and Dell booted me out when I asked questions that he couldn't answer.
So you see here how deceptive he's actually being. Now, what he's saying is camera height, 210 metres, Traprain Law. This monument, 210 metres. Now look, he's drawn a line there. This is where his eye line is. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. My camera is at 210 metres, as it says on screen. This top of this monument is also 210 metres. That's above sea level. So if this is a flat Earth, then this is eye level. The fact that the camera is tilted slightly, as it was in the previous shot that we saw that Dell produced of the Erskine Bridge, makes no difference. The elevation of the camera is 210 metres. The top of this monument is 210 metres. That means that they are level with each other. And on a flat Earth, nothing that is taller than 210 metres can appear below this line. The three shadows that you see here has been enhanced slightly to bring them out from the mist. You'll see later how misty it was. This is Ben Lomond at well over 900 metres. This is Ben Narnain, I think, at also over 900 metres. And this is Benim, which is over 1,000 metres. And yet they're all below the line. Once again, an image that proves the Earth cannot be flat.
Intersect the screen with a crosshair. His eye line is here. There's the centre of the screen. That's the actual height of the camera lens. So
according to Dell, this camera lens is at this height, at sea level. All these trees below it, the fields below it, and yet according to him, it's below eye level. Sorry, it's at sea level. This is the eye level. I can show Dell just how wrong he is using a video that I shot as well. Now, but Dell seems to have two possible claims. One claim is that drawing a line across the screen where an object that's level with the camera is located is false. And I hope I've already shown that he's got that wrong. I think alternatively, he's also suggesting that I wasn't at 210 meters. This is a video that I shot on top of Traprain Law. Now you can see I'm zooming from the top of the hill towards where the bridges and the monument there on the right are located. Top of the bridge towers here, close to the center of the frame. So according to Dell's logic, we've already shown that the observation is indeed true and accurate. But you'll see that the bridge towers move around a little bit as I adjust the camera. Is that close enough to the center of frame for you, Dell? According to you, this is my eye level, where the top of that tower is. We're still in the center of the frame at the moment, but let's see what happens as I zoom in closer and tilt the camera. According to Dell, I must have suddenly jumped off the side of Traprain Law to get the bridge tower to move up to the top of the frame. But it's okay, because I can climb back up just as quick, in fact quicker. Here we go, I'm running up and I've overshot. In fact, at the moment, because we've got just the sky in shot, I must be flying. Now I'm back on terra firma, but I'm slipping because the tower has gone off the top of the screen again. And back down, flying again. Sorry about that, Reds, but I loved your video. And I'm falling again. This is some crazy roller coaster. Forget Alton Towers or Blackpool, Traprain Law fun rides are the best. Now I'm being sarcastic there. But look, now we're back at Dell's magic eye level in the center of the screen. And still, if I can show them, the hill levels are the same. Now I'm going to pause the video here because this caption is actually really important. You see, Dell, even though my camera is at 210 meters above sea level and the top of the bridge tower is also at 210 meters above sea level, so they are level with each other. If I tilt the camera just a little bit, it will change what is in the center of the screen. But the camera and the tower are still level at 210 meters above sea level. And more importantly, the observation does not change no matter how much the camera tilts. We'll see that if we haven't already seen it. Here is the top of Kennock Hill, and we just saw the bridge tower exit screen left well above it. And it doesn't matter where the top of that tower is in the image, Kennock Hill is always below it. And that is impossible on a flat earth. Notice the bridge tower remains above the hills regardless of the camera tilt. Doesn't matter whether we're the top, the middle or the bottom of the screen, left or right of the screen. The bridge tower remains above the height of the hills. See, we're panning over to the left here. This is the one hill that does extend above the height of the towers. That's due to it being closer to the camera and quite tall as well. And now we're back, zoomed out a little bit, and you can see there the bridge towers are at the top of the frame, and still the hills in the background are lower than the top of the tower. This has got nothing to do with camera tilt, nothing to do with changing my elevation. It's simply the fact that from this position, those hills look lower down. Now I'm going to do a 360 with the camera, a slow one, taking in some of the landmarks nearby. This is to confirm the location. I'm at 210 meters on Traprain Law. This is the monument that's involved. It's back in the center of the frame there, Dell. You can't really make out Ben Lomond very clearly in the background. It is there. I can see it on my screen. Whether it will be visible on YouTube is another matter. But we'll look at some photographs shortly, which will show that indeed those hills are there and do appear below the height of the tower, regardless of the tower's location in the frame. My camera is at the same height as the top of that tower, and there's the top of the tower right in the middle of the frame, if that's what you want to see. But trust me, it makes no difference. So we're going to pan round, and I've sped this up to 2x speed just to shorten this video a little bit because I don't want it to go on too long. We'll pass some features that people can recognize. There are the paps of Fife, there's one, and another one, a couple of hills that are quite distinctive. And you'll see the hills in the background moving up and down in elevation as the camera tilts a little bit as I pan it around. We have ships in the Forth estuary. We can find out which ones they are. I know the date and the time. Some clouds and hills in the background here. One of the towns in Fife. This is Berwick Law. A distinctive hill. Panning further round, we'll come to Bass Rock here and the Isle of May here. And then continuing on around the north, just looking out to the North Sea, across towards Norway, Denmark and northern Germany eventually. Well, I don't know if we can see northern Germany because the hills get in the way, but you can't see any of them because, well, the water's curved, Dell. I know how you love curly water, curvy water. So this is Traprain Law, and this is the summit. I'm a little way down from the summit. There's the trink point, 221 meters at that point. A bit further round, we have a rainbow. There's a lot of squally showers that day in amongst the sunshine, so we got some rainbows. And these are the hills of the Scottish borders, Lammermuir Hills, some of them, and plenty of wind turbines up there. And I was struck by how similar some of these shots look to wind turbines photographed at sea, where we see part of the wind turbine and not the rest of it. In this case, it's because there's a hill in the way. But of course, when you're at sea, it's because the water's in the way. More of that curvy water for you, Dell. This is a slightly tedious bit, just swinging around over these quite tall but very rounded hills, more turbines. And we're heading around towards the direction that the sun was coming from. So this is late afternoon in October, November. Can't remember, I think it was the end of October, about 28th or something I took this. And round towards the sun, and there's some squally showers around here as well, so the nature of the light changes and you can see it's quite misty. I don't want to rush past any of this in case someone suggests that I'm trying to conceal something. We're approaching the Pentland Hills now here. And past them we come to Arthur's Seat and Edinburgh. And then back round to the bridges over the River Forth, where we started. So you can check what you should see from top of Traprain Law, and you'll find that's exactly what you should see. The bridges below are now below the centre of frame, and yet the observation is still the same, although it's not terribly clear, the hills in the background, because a shower has come in and the view is not, or the visibility is not so good. Moving back to the Hopetoun Monument. And I was trying to get some of these little peaks in the background. That hill isn't very far away and it's not very tall. It's called Dumyat. And there's another hill up here, which we can see. Again, you see everything moving around in the frame, but it's not changing the level at which the camera is located. And as I zoom back out, you can see that we're up above the countryside at the same sort of level as the monument and the bridges in the background. As the camera tilts, they move around a little bit in the frame, but we're clearly at the same level. And all the facts and figures have been published. The height of the bridge, 210 meters. The height of the hill, 221 meters. I was down a little bit from the summit. The height of the monument, it's on a 181 meter hill and it's 29 meters tall. So zooming back, you can see Traprain Law here in the foreground, the tufts of grass that on the hill that I'm standing on, the farmland and Berwick Law. You can check this on any map and see that I was indeed on Traprain Law taking these pictures. You've already seen the trig point, just a few meters, probably 70 meters away from where I'm standing. So I don't know, there's not much of this video left, and I think we've seen everything we need to see. So yeah, that's one of those squally showers, so I'm zooming in on that. I don't think there's anything very interesting to see now, so we can stop this, go back. So I've dealt with Dell's claims that the eye height is always the center of the screen. It most definitely isn't. And I've also dealt with the suggestion that I might not have been at 210 meters. Now here is a still from one of the videos. It may well be from the video I've just shown you. The monument tower is below the center of the screen here in this video. Now I took this picture and enhanced it, just tinkering with the exposure levels or the pixel levels to highlight the peaks in the background. Here is our 210 meter line. Yes, it's below the center of the screen, but that doesn't matter. Ben Lomond is just below that line. Ben Narnain is below the line, and Ben Im is also below the line, considerably below the line. It's a long way away, this mountain, 136 kilometers, I think, and it's 111 meters tall. And on a flat Earth, it should be way up here, even allowing for perspective. But it's not. Here's one where the tower is slightly more in the middle of shot. It's not right in the middle, but slightly more in the middle. And we can see that the line goes above the top of Ben Lomond again. And here's a third shot where the tower is near the top of the screen. And again, the level's enhanced, and we can see that the line goes above Ben Lomond and Ben Im in particular, 1,011 meters above sea level at the top, and nothing that is higher than 210 meters should be below that line. So this is a shot from where I was standing from Traprain Law, just looking out towards the monument here, and you can just make out the three towers for the new Queensferry Crossing Bridge and the hills in the background. The images you've seen are impossible to take if the Earth is flat. That is an absolute fact. Now, Dell may disagree because it disagrees with his belief, his religious belief that the Earth is flat. He accuses others of being religious. He called me a disciple. No, I went here with an open mind. I thought, well, this is going to answer it one way or another. If the Earth is flat, I'll see those hills above that tower and subsequently the monument. If the Earth is not flat, then I'll see something else. And if the Earth is spherical, I'll see the hills below the height of that tower. And I went there to find out what I saw. And what I saw is what I've shown. No deception, no duplicity, no tinkering with images, no photo trickery, as you put it, Dell. You can go to Traprain Law and you can take this same picture. You've said you're going to recreate my observation at the Erskine Bridge. That actually will be quite difficult to do. The reason that those hills in the background here and the mountains in line with the monument, the reason that they're below my eye level height is partly because I am quite high up at 210 meters, and partly because they're a very long way away, over 100 kilometers in several cases, and over 90 kilometers in all cases, pretty much. I've had a quick look, and I don't think you can find anything like that near the Erskine Bridge. The best you might be able to do is to take a shot looking southeastwards. If you can get to the same height as the towers on Erskine Bridge, which you should be able to do, just to the north bank of the river there, there's plenty of hills, and you can get up 80 meters really pretty easily. And take a shot towards Tinto Hill, down in the borders. Then that would be reproducing what I'm showing. The problem is that you then need to do some analysis, because none of the hills are far enough away to have dropped below your eye level on a spherical Earth. So they'd still be slightly above eye level. And you'd have to do some analysis to find out whether they were the right amount above eye level for a flat Earth or for a globe Earth. If you came to Traprain Law, you could repeat my observation. If you think there's skullduggery and trickery going on here, well, hop in the Reliant Robin, bring trigger along to increase the IQ in the van by 1,000-fold, and come to Traprain Law and see what you can photograph. And I guarantee, if it's a clear day, you'll see exactly what I see. And that is impossible to do if the Earth is flat. So I dare you, Dell, come to Traprain Law, man up, and actually take the picture, and then try to explain how it's possible on a flat Earth. That's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching.